Russo's Playbook.
All right, what's up, everybody? We are back with another episode of Deep to Right with me and John here. What's up, John?
How we doing, everybody?
Yes, sir. Hope we all doing good. In this episode, we're really just going to touch on MLB problems. That's as simple as that. I mean, they've got plenty of them. We've got plenty to talk about with it.
That's right. They can't seem to get a whole lot right now, so we're gonna take a little deep dive into that.
Exactly. But before we start, as always, you subscribe to our YouTube. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can check our blogs out, russosplaybook.com. And then we also just want to break down real quick. So Sundays, we're going to do, that deep dive, that deep talk into baseball, really. And then Wednesdays are going to be more so for that weekly update, the hot top players, who's hot, who's not, that type of thing. So that's how we're going to roll. I know John's cool with it.
Yeah, we're gonna do some big conversations on Sundays, and Wednesdays we'll touch on scores, who's hot, who's not, like you said. We'll just go like a little weekly statistical session.
Yeah. Maybe even throw a couple bets we like for Thursday. We'll see.
Uh-huh.
But so let's kick it off. So we got, for me first, celebrations and the bat flipping. That's what I want to talk about first. Start off. I know Trevor Bauer had his post-game comments saying that after Tatis Jr. hit a home run off of him, he covered like the one eye from when Bauer was saying he pitched with one eye type of thing.
Yeah.
So Tatis Jr. was making fun of that. Bauer said that's fine. That's how it should be. And I think all pitchers and batters, I think it should be like that. It should be accepted to show your emotion.
I agree. And like Trevor Bauer said it perfectly post game. He said, yeah, there's banter, but I love it. He said, I love the energy. I love the competitiveness that Fernando brings. And they even went at it on Twitter a little bit after the game, but it was all in good sportsmanship. It was all in good fun. I'm sure those guys can't wait to see each other again next time.
Yeah.
That's what this sport needs, is a little more intensity, a little more competitiveness. And it's like Trevor said, he said it perfectly. The game needs more of it. He's perfectly fine with it. If a home run or a batter hits a home run off of him, then he should be celebrating. That's the best thing he could do for his team. If a pitcher gets a K, then he should be celebrating. Last night we saw it in the Reds Cubs game. Amir Garrett struck out Anthony Rizzo, gave him a little, and Javi Baez came out and started drawing at him. Now, you want to have your teammates back. I understand that. But that is so soft to me that you need to have a little bench clearing scuffle because Amir Garrett flexed on him after striking him out.
Yeah, and it's all about emotions, man. How are you going to tell somebody, all right, don't get that excited for getting a strikeout? In the MLB, you are in the major leagues, bro. Let it.
League. That's your job.
Exactly.
That's your job.
Exactly. When you're killing it, doing something right, you're happy about yourself. You're pumped up. Let them do their thing, man.
I completely agree.
Not only that, but they want to grow the game, right? Get more youth into it, get more kids watching stuff.
Thank you. I was about to say that.
Yep. Kids love the emotions. Kids love the bat flip. When they watch the NFL, they do the NFL, they score a touchdown, they do a celebration. The kids redo that celebration.
Love it.
And that's what I'm saying. So when you got a kid that's watching Tatis Jr. with the bat flip, a little strut or something, that's something they'll pick up on and love and enjoy the game.
I completely agree. You touched on that perfectly. They keep saying they want to grow the game. They want to get the next generation involved. Well, how do you do that? You put a little bit of drama, you get a little bit of celebrations in there, Yeah. It's just like the NFL, like you said, with the NFL celebrations, they have done a phenomenal job with allowing teams and allowing players to express themselves.
Yeah.
The MLB needs to follow that quickly behind and realize that this is the way it's going, and that's the way it needs to turn.
Yeah. And the NFL actually had a problem with it because they had the celebrations. They thought it was a little too much. They stopped it. Realized that people hated it. They stopped it, and then they brought it right back instantly. Yep. They knew they messed up. So it's as simple as that. You know what I'm saying?
It's not just on the MLB. Part of it's on the players. You got to stop. If a player jacks a home run off of you, the pitcher should not come out throwing at the next guy's head.
Yeah.
That can't happen. That kind of stuff, it's a safety problem, and it's just crybaby stuff, That can't happen.
The fact that you think you can use a baseball throwing it 100 miles per hour to peg
A
somebody
weapon.
just for a little, exactly, as a weapon,
Yeah.
just because you're a little salty that they hit a home run last. Like, come on, dude, don't be a bitch. Like,
Yeah.
excuse my language, but that's ridiculous
Soft.
at that point.
Soft.
Very true. And then do you want to move on to the instant replay problems?
Yeah, yeah. They implemented the instant replay in 2014, which is great. You need to do it, but they're not utilizing it as they should. We saw a huge error on last week's Yankees. Who were they playing? It was I forget who they were playing. Yankees Rays maybe.
I believe it was a raise, yeah.
But DJ slid into home, Judge slid into third. They said that Judge was tagged out before DJ hit the home plate. And replay immediately showed DJ's hand hitting home plate first, and Aaron Boone immediately came out to throw the challenge. But they said that he was too late and was not allowed to challenge anymore. Which to me, if you watch the replay, he was on the phone, he saw the play, turned around, he saw his eyes lit up, came out, and that's when they wouldn't let him challenge, and they actually ejected him for acting a fool.
I don't understand why, like you were saying, why incorporate instant replay and challenge if you're not going to use it to its full extent?
Yeah.
Like, why not challenge that? Why not be right on the call? Like, that's what I don't get. And it's the
I
same with the Conforto when he leaned in to take the hit pitch and then they won the game, but it was a strike. If you look at the replay, it was a strike. It can't be a hit pitch because it's in the strike zone. It's
That's a whole other problem in itself, because in the MLB rule book, it has its own section for the instant replay rules. Now, in the section for hit by pitch, it says calls involving whether a pitched ball may have hit a player, piece of his clothing, or bat is reviewable. So that part's covered.
yeah.
Now, what's not reviewable is whether the ball was in the strike zone when it touched the batter, and whether the batter made any attempt to avoid being hit or not. That section is not reviewable for whatever reason.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. You said it was in the strike zone. He put his little elbow in. Smart play, I guess, by Conforto. I hate it personally, but it won you the game. But that play needs to be reviewable. I mean, that's an out. He's in the batter's box, or sorry, in the strike zone. You're not allowed to do that.
100%. I mean, listen, if it's in, like the little, I don't even know. It's obviously not like the rules. Like, it's not like you can't do this. So like you could push the limit for Conforto to reach out like that. If he doesn't call it of reaching out, then you're good. You know what I'm saying? You get away with it. So I get trying to use those little advantages, but like that's where the replay should come in. If somebody's gonna lean in and it was clear and obvious, I mean, just throw the board up real quick. Throw your headphones on. Let somebody tell you, and then you're good.
Yeah, I have no idea why they would specify that is the only
Thank you.
part that's not reviewable. That part makes no sense to me.
Why limit yourself to certain things? Just have it all reviewable. And you know what? If you don't think something's reviewable, even if like this what I do with the NFL, right? Why not have one ref up in the booth or whatever for each game? If he sees something egregious that the other refs on the field didn't see, he buzzes down. Hey, hold up real quick. I saw this. Hey, let's fix it to that. Boom, that's it.
Yeah.
It's a 30-second process max.
Done.
Yeah. So I think every league should have that. I think MLB is missing out mostly because they limit their instant replays and rules on 10. So I don't know.
The way that the XFL did it, with that fully transparent, they had the guy with the headphones. He had an Xbox controller just sitting there, and the fans saw everything. You saw what they saw. They were done in 45 seconds. Done. We saw this. That's the play.
Yeah.
That's how every sport should do it. I don't know why we're, stepping around the problem here. We're like, all right, we'll put MLB, we'll give instant replay to the MLB, but such and such still isn't reviewable, and we're still not going to overturn such and such.
Yeah. We're harping on it all, man. I just don't get it. And I'm a big emphasis on the why limit what you can do. Why, you know what I'm saying? Why close it to just that? Have it just the whole thing reviewable.
Yep. the fact that they felt the need to separate those two separate things, like it's just you went out of your way to do that, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, doesn't make much sense. But
No.
you want to run into some analytical problem with MLB?
Yeah, we've harped on this plenty. We did last week. I touched on it in my article. Check that out on Russo's playbook. Uh, I I know you feel the same way. We are not big analytic guys here at Russo's playbook. We don't need analytics to tell us who's performing well, who's not. Me personally, I want analytics at contract time. If I'm about to sign a guy for 5 years and $150 million, then I want to know if his expected stats are going to be as such for the next 5 years. I don't need analytics to tell me that Gary Sanchez is going to come around when Kyle Higashioka he's raking right now. I mean, the dude hits like 2 home runs every time he gets in the game. I don't need analytics to tell me that.
Yeah,
But if we're
uh, yeah. I feel
Go
like
ahead.
the Gary Sanchez thing. I mean, that's just like the SpongeBob meme. Like 3 years later, like come on, man. We've been
How,
waiting on that.
how many times, how many more years are we going to hear Gary has the potential? He
Yeah,
has the potential. He's hit 200 for the past 3 years now.
it's a I've never seen the Yankees hold on so preciously to something that they know
Yeah.
is not going to happen.
They refuse to admit defeat on that.
And just I know we're getting a little off topic, but with the Gary Sanchez thing, I think they really went wrong by not letting Girardi rip into him, lessening him in
Yep,
critiques, and then firing him after. I mean, that's
I
just
agree.
you gotta give the tough love, man. If you're batting bad, I'm gonna tell you, hey, look, you're batting bad. We gotta sit you. That's
And then
it.
he comes out and says he's not in a slump. So if you're not in a slump, that means
Oh
you
my
just
goodness.
suck.
Yeah.
'Cause
And
this
not
isn't a
just that.
slump. I don't.
Yeah.
Oof.
But let's go back to the
Back to
analytics.
analytics.
Let's go back to the analytics real quick. But what I really wanted to say with analytics, man, I just think they're not going to help you to the fullest throughout the game. The baseball game is built on a gut feelings, hot and cold streak.
As
I mean, it's pure heart, it's pure feeling. Like I get you can use analytics sometimes to throw it in there and justify, putting in a pitcher for this batter, stuff like that. I get it, but like when your guy is hitting, he's on a 20 game hitting streak. Hey, let's sit him down real quick. Let's sit him down. Well, why? What are you doing? He's on fire.
that just yesterday with Giancarlo Stanton and Gio Urshela.
Yeah.
Both of them are in an incredible hot streak. They have an off day on Monday. Both of them got the day off on Saturday because load management.
Yeah.
I just, like you said, A-Rod said the other day, if you don't believe in who's hot and who's not, then you've never played baseball. He said there's a different feeling to it. You see the ball different, you feel the ball different, you just play differently when you're that hot. And to sit players when they're in the middle of a streak like that is nonsense to me.
Yeah. And they did it. This is why I'm even more confused because they were in such a bad slump to start the year. And they did it with DJ LeMahieu, the only person that was hitting for them at the time. And they were, all right, we got load management. Why? He's the only one hitting.
And
It
now,
doesn't make sense.
they're actually on a win streak, and they're like, all right, Brunetto Odor is going to bat third, and we're going to put, Clint Frazier back in right. First inning, he dropped I get the sun in right field was a problem that day for a lot of teams, but first inning,
Yeah.
ball came right in and out of his glove. If Giancarlo could play the outfield, that would make him twice as valuable, but
Yeah. He's
problems for another day, my
yeah.
friend.
Yeah, but just to touch on what you're saying with what Alex Rodriguez said, I mean, he's 100% right with that because, having that heart and gut feeling and the hot cold streak, seeing that, a computer doesn't feel that or tell you that. And a group of nerds talking numbers does not tell you that as well.
Not going to do it for you.
And it's just, yeah, that's just the analytics are ruining the league at this moment. And I think
I agree.
they need to, like the instant replay rule, they need to put restrictions on it.
Yeah,
they gotta limit some things here.
absolutely. It's like we were talking about before. You want to grow the game, get the next generation. 15-year-olds don't want to watch a sport that's XFIP and WOBA and WRC. Nobody knows what these numbers mean.
Yeah.
for baseball heads like ourselves, we can look into these numbers. We can do the deep
Yeah.
dives on these analytics. The fact that analytics is becoming the face of baseball is a bad, bad idea.
Yeah. And I mean, just to agree with you real quick, don't force it on us either. I'm
Yeah.
watching a game and I got the guy hits a line drive right to the third baseman out. And he's like, "Oh, well, that was hit 130 miles." Like, dude, I don't care how hard it was hit. He's out. It didn't
Yeah.
go anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they'll give you that's the second hardest hit ball all year. It was an out. I don't think how does it matter?
It was to the shortstop. It didn't go nowhere.
Oh, going off of that, like you said, like sometimes they're cool. Shohei Ohtani, first player to ever hit above 115 exit velocity and throw over 100 miles per hour. That's an incredible feat. Throw stats like that out. If the dude hits a line drive to third, I don't care how fast he hit it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It doesn't make sense, really at all for me.
No.
It seems like they picked up on the analytics, they ran with it. Now they're overusing it, and now they're pushing it on you. Now they're like, no, we love analytics. You have to love analytics.
You're gonna love analytics.
Yeah.
You're gonna love.
Exactly. It just doesn't make sense.
No, man. Nah, not at all.
Seriously killing the game, especially with the youth. Not a lot of the young kids aren't gonna sit here and wonder why the hell he can't celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Wonder why the hell they're showing these numbers. I don't even know what it means. Like,
Yeah, you want to limit celebrations and push statistics on people. That's a great way to grow the game, guys. You're killing it.
we want the young kids to come watch the game.
Why are kids not watching?
We'll teach you fucking math. Oh my goodness.
God damn, you're just giving them more homework. Relax.
Yeah. Dude, so true. So true. I know you had a couple other topics you want to touch on. You want to get into those?
Yeah, big one for me right now is the 3-batter rule. Trying to speed up the game, speed up the game. Since where'd it go? In 2021, the average time per 9 innings is 3 hours and 8 minutes. 10 years ago in 2011, it was 2 hours and 56 minutes. These rules that are supposed to speed up the game is not working. They're stupid rules, and it's making the game actually longer. Genesis Cabrera, reliever for the Cardinals, came in against the Phillies. He hit the first 2 batters he faced. Now, the 3-batter rule says he has to face that third batter. I already hit guys 1 and 2. Then he hit Bryce Harper in the face with it was like a 96-mile-per-hour fastball.
Yeah.
He brought his translator out. He apologized to Bryce. He said, I didn't mean to throw at you. I'm really sorry. I hope you're okay. They talked it out. It was actually awesome for sportsmanship, just all in all. But Genesis Cabrera should not have had to have faced Bryce Harper. That situation never should have happened. You should have taken Genesis out. I know you got a point to this about relievers and getting warmed up, but you need to have that next guy ready. Got to be able to come in.
Yeah, and I'm sorry if you want. I mean, I have no problem with switching pitchers every batter if you wanted to. I really don't care. But you better have them ready. You better have them lined up. You better have them warmed up. This ain't no 15-minute warm up. Let me give them 30 pitches on the mound. No. You want to put a batter. You want to put a pitcher in every batter and switch it up. That's fine. But they better be ready. They're not getting no 30-minute warm up here.
I get in, get ready, get out there.
And especially when you're using them just for 1 or 2 batters, you know, the 2 righties, and then you're bringing somebody in for a lefty. Okay, he doesn't need 35, 40 pitches to warm up. No, you warm up in a bullpen, you bring him in. That's it to me.
Yeah. I think what the MLB should consider is expanding roster size a little bit. Yeah. So you see this problem a lot with doubleheaders and teams running out of relievers late in the game. You see, like Anthony Rizzo striking out Freddie Freeman the other night. Hysterical, but it doesn't need to happen.
Yeah.
If you give each team 2 or 3 more roster spots, let them add a couple relievers, I think this solves a lot of these problems. And I think that problems like this will fix themselves with, expanded roster sizes.
And I don't know if you know the answer. I don't. But why do they only have a limit on like that amount? Like, shouldn't there be more? I just thought that would make sense to have like more than
I
what we have now, obviously.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure why it's such a small number. I think it's because they have such easy access to the taxi squads and to the minor leagues that they can just rotate in and out. But you wouldn't need all these daily transactions if you just added 2 or 3 roster spots. I think that would solve a lot of these problems.
Yeah, and I mean, I get it's a different sport, but like football, you only got 11 players on the field at a time, but it's a 53-man roster. You know what I'm saying? I think you have 40 something active on game day, 30 something, 40 something. It's an extra 15, 20 people there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I think a lot of leagues should just expand the roster. Why not?
Yeah, if you
Have a
see
couple extra guys.
if you have nine players starting at one time, you have 4 other starting pitchers, not including the one that's starting. So you're already at 13. Get 4, 5 replacement hitters on there. You're up to 18. That only leaves you with 8 relievers in the bullpen. Now, I think you should have a little more wiggle room. Get that 26 roster size up to 28, 29 maybe,
Yeah,
maybe 30. 30 might be a little too big, but
yeah.
something to consider.
It's some yeah, just things that like we say, this is MLB problems. We're just dissecting it all. What can be better? What's worse?
Right. Hey, we don't work for the MLB. We're just here to bitch about it.
Exactly. Exactly. I know you had a convo with Barry Bonds. Interesting one to talk on. Did you want to get into that right now?
Yeah, we'll touch on this, but we'll definitely get more into this that you guys will touch back in on. The steroid era of the MLB. It was a whole phase for years. Years. Everybody, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, Roger Clemens, Andy Pettit, Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
All of these names should be in the Hall of Fame. Top 10 OPSs of all time. Barry Bonds holds 6 or 7 of them. He holds the single season home run record. He holds the all-time home run record. I mean, these are stats that need to be acknowledged. And these guys were the face of the league for years. It wasn't a rule. You didn't mandate that there were drug tests or that players specifically weren't supposed to be taking steroids. It was allowed then. Don't see why they should not be allowed in the MLB Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I agree 100%. I mean the dude, one of the best hitters in the game. I mean,
If not the best of all time.
exactly. Exactly.
Like electric.
And you're not going to have him in your Hall of Fame because he took steroids and he actually made your game better for you.
Dude, I could take all the steroids in the world. I'm not hitting 73 home runs in one season. It's not going to happen.
Exactly. I mean, listen, obviously the steroids can help, but the man was just juiced by himself. You know what I'm saying? He was a big dude. So it
He's
didn't even matter.
He is a brick house walking on the diamond.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree 100%, man. I find it weird that they get so pissy about this.
I
Like,
do too. I get it's a bad look. I get the argument. OJ Simpson's still in Canton, so I think we can put Barry Bonds into the MLB Hall of Fame.
yeah, 100%, 100%
Get the
agree.
man into Cooperstown and leave it there.
Yeah.
So we can go hours onto that just in and of itself. So we'll definitely come back to that.
Yeah. That'll be another deep to right conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
But do you want to touch on anything else real quick? I think next week coming up.
Yeah, well, we got next. One more thing is just the
I
the
know.
notable achievement.
Oh yes, yes. I'm glad you did not miss this one. Thank you.
The notable achievement. Another thing I touched on in the latest article. If the MLB mandates a certain inning for doubleheaders for regular, if they come out and say today's a 3 inning game, you're only playing 3. If a pitcher comes out and throws a no hitter for those 3 innings, it's a no hitter. You're making rules and then not calling it what it is. So if he had thrown a perfect game, it's not a perfect game either.
Yeah, it's again MLB problems, man. They don't know what the hell they're killing themselves here.
Sure, they are shooting themselves in the foot, and it's like that meme of Andre, what's his name? He, you know what I'm talking
Kill
about?
me. I have no clue. No clue.
Ah, Never mind.
Throw it out. Anyway. Nah, but yeah, I don't know, man. Madison Bumgarner threw his 7 innings. It was beautiful, no hitter, and they give him notable achievement.
I don't get it.
Why not just call it, like you said, call it what it is? He threw a no hitter. You name this game 7 innings. He threw 7 innings with no hits. Give him the no hitter.
Why is it not?
Exactly. Exactly. MLB has too many problems piling up. Too many.
Yeah, they really instead of fixing their already occurring problems, they are shooting themselves in the foot more. They're creating more problems for themselves. I mean, these are not tough problems to fix. It's just Rob Manfred he's a clown. I'm going to call it what it is. He's a clown. He has no idea how to run this league. I don't think he even likes the sport of baseball. I don't know what we're doing here.
Didn't he call the World Series trophy just a piece of metal?
Piece of metal. Piece of metal. Don't see why people are so mad. It's a piece of metal.
I called him out.
Get him out.
I called him out, I think, on season 2 of the podcast. I think it was when COVID hit, and they were arguing about contracts to play. And I mean, just right there, you're putting out, and they were putting out like their own information to the media to try and sound better.
Yes.
Right. And now how do you think that sounds, that you're bickering about millions and billions of dollars in front of people that have millions and billions have lost their jobs? They have no money.
In a worldwide pandemic, and you're putting out leaks of contract talks so you can get I'm sorry, excuse my language. That dude's an asshole.
Yeah. Just from there, I called him out from that moment and from the jump. Listen, I don't call for nobody being fired or kicked out, but dude, get him out of there.
Yeah.
Fire him, get him away from being the commissioner, get him out of there.
Just get him away from the sport. Get him away from the sport.
He's killing your sport. And the fact that the owners don't even see that, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I completely agree.
100%.
I'm good on MLB rules for now. I'm sure we'll have more pop up this week, and we'll come back heated.
Exactly. Did you want to touch on a couple things coming next week, or you're all good?
Yeah, this week coming up, we got a couple good matchups starting. Get the Mets Cards. Both teams are sitting around 500. That should be an interesting series. Yanks Astros. That's always fun to watch. Jose Altuve, that MVP stealing SOB.
Are the Yankees home for that?
I believe it's in Houston.
Oof, I wanted to see the Yankees fans get after them. I'm sure they'll have some in Houston, though.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
They'll be playing again. It is. Where'd it go? I don't know. I don't have it here.
Isn't it? We'll get back to him on it.
We'll get back to it. Oh, well. And that's about it.
Yeah.
So.
All right, cool.
Good.
That's where we'll wrap up this episode then. Deep to Right, episode 2, MLB Problems. You can check it out on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can read up on John's recent blog and also all the other blogs we put out at russosplaybook.com. And we'll catch you guys on Wednesday, right?
That's right. Keep coming back for more. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, sir.